thank you for joining us for another part of our holiday series of local flavor. And the recipe we're working on now is sweet potato casserole. I'm here at the beautiful Destination Kitchen in downtown Norton, and George is going to help us with this recipe.
I am. This is a wonderful, a little bit of different if you're used to sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows on it. This is a little different than that, but it's another wonderful recipe, another wonderful way to use sweet potatoes with your meal.
Okay, so is this a sweet potato or a yam?
This is actually a sweet potato, and there is a difference between sweet potatoes and yams.
Okay.
Yams are used more frequently in Africa, Asia, West Indies, South and Central America. They are a little bit sweeter than sweet potatoes, but they are not as high in vitamins A and C.
Do we even get them here?
You can. They're a little harder to find than sweet potatoes. In the United States, we have started using the words yam and sweet potato interchangeably.
Okay.
And a lot of that is due to that there is actually two varieties of sweet potatoes, a light-skinned and a dark-skinned, and so to differentiate, they started calling one of them yams, but they actually are sweet potatoes.
Okay. So when you said it was hard to get yams, and I'm like, I see it on the shelf in a can all the time, but that's light-skinned.
It's probably
sweet
a sweet potato, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so what
They're
we're going
trying
to
to
start
trick
with
us.
is 3 cups of hot mashed sweet potatoes, which I have gotten started here.
And you started with real, fresh sweet potatoes, right?
I did. And you can cook them however you would like. I happen to bake these in the microwave. You can bake them in the oven. You can cook them on top of the stove. The object is to
Just get them soft.
to get them cooked and to get them hot, because you want them hot going into the casserole.
Eve, did you cook these this morning, or did you cook them before and put them in the fridge overnight?
I actually did cook them before. I cooked them earlier and then put them in the fridge.
But what you're saying is for this recipe, you have to warm them back up.
Yes.
It's important that they be warm. Okay.
Yes, you want them to be warm. So, and this one is very warm. So.
Are you hurting yourself? That warm?
Not too bad.
Okay.
No.
Now it says 3 cups.
It says 3 cups, and I have
sure
just over 2. So we're going to go ahead and put that in, and I'll wipe this fork off.
And you're
we're
just
gonna
mashing
mash it
them
down in
by
there.
hand. Okay. So it looks like one sweet potato is about a cup. I'm sure they vary, but.
They do. And just kind of judge if you have a little extra left over, or just use it in something else.
Okay.
So I think we have about 3 cups there.
All right.
So
And
we're
what's
gonna
already in
take,
this bowl here?
In this bowl, I have the butter, which is 1/4 of a cup of butter, and then 1/2 a cup of sugar, and the 1/2 a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
So let's put this
So sugar,
in like
butter,
this.
and salt already in there. And she's adding the hot sweet potatoes that are mashed up. I just don't think you can buy them already canned and mashed.
You know, I don't
not
know if
seen
you
it.
can or not. I've never. And actually, this particular recipe, all the ingredients can just go ahead and go in. So I have 2 large eggs that have been beaten.
Okay.
And I'll just add those in. And then 1/2 a cup of milk.
I don't want to distract you, but I probably would I would think you would not want to use a canned yam for this because it has the syrup and stuff. Wouldn't it change the flavor?
True. That's true. It would. And then just 1/2 a teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay, so we did milk and vanilla.
Yes. And then we're just going to mix this all up.
It's very orange.
It is.
I wonder if these sweet potatoes need to be hot to help melt the butter.
I think that probably is a good reason to do that. And it's doing what it should be. It's melting the butter, and we're getting everything all mixed in. And
Now this time the milk did not have to be scalded, right?
right.
Just
right.
plain old milk.
Just plain old milk.
Now even though the potatoes are mashed, you're still going to cook this, right?
You are. You want the flavors to meld together. It's going to also have a topping. And so you want to kind of brown the topping up. And
We talked about making this casserole, maybe getting it ready the night before.
And you can do that and just cover it well in the refrigerator. And then I would get it out and bring it to room temperature before you start.
You bake it.
So this is the topping ingredients, and in this bowl I have the third of a cup of brown sugar, and a half a cup of brown sugar and a third of a cup of flour. And then 3 tablespoons of butter.
More butter.
And so again, I think I'll just take my fork and kind of just get this all blended up together.
So you haven't put in any pecans yet. I see that in the recipe.
Right, and we'll do that after we
first.
get the butter kind of mixed in with the other
Okay.
ingredients. We will.
I think we talked about cooking this while the turkey rests. So after your turkey's done, you take it out to rest so you don't lose all the juices. And this is it would be a good time to cook the sweet potato casserole as well. The turkey is resting.
Right, and it takes anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes, depending on how cold it is, and what size pan you put it in. It does call for an 8x8 pan, so if you would double the recipe, if you have a lot of people coming over and you double the recipe, it's going to take a little bit longer to cook. So, so you just kind of want to get the brown sugar lumps out of there and make sure the butter is incorporated into the dry ingredients. And then we're just going to add the pecans.
It's a lot of pecans, look.
It is a cup of pecans, so just kind of mix that in together. And then the sweet potato mixture will go into a greased 8x8 pan. And then you'll just sprinkle the topping mixture over it.
So you want to put the orange layer and then sprinkle the topping on top.
Yes.
That's easy enough, huh?
Yes, it is. And we have one done here.
Okay.
So that we can try this. And this is what it's going to look like.
I don't want to distract you, but that pan is gorgeous. I love that color. What kind?
It is. These are Emile and Ray pans that we carry here in the store. And they're made in France, and they just bake up beautifully. And they clean up wonderfully too, which is a big plus.
Right.
If you're doing a lot of dishes at Thanksgiving, it's going to be a big plus too.
Yeah, if you haven't used this kind of stoneware, you might not realize how nonstick it is compared to Pyrex and things like that.
Now let's get this out of the way.
Oh, it smells like dessert.
And just think, you get to have it during your meal. There you go.
That's right. It's like good for you, maybe. It has a vegetable in it. I have never tried this before. It is better than I thought it would be. The sweetness really comes out. I can taste the sweet potatoes. The topping is delightful.
It is, and that topping is actually one that we have used for muffins.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very versatile topping, just similar to just a streusel topping. So
I can definitely taste how that would be great on a muffin. Awesome. That is good. Let me see if you got any. Look at the nice little crust on that. Can you see? See it on the edge? That would be a nice crunchy part.
Yes.
Okay, I'm only supposed to take one bite, but nobody saw me, right?
No.
That's awesome. And really wasn't that difficult.
No, it isn't.
So, thanks for joining us again for our sweet potato casserole recipe, and I hope you can watch some more of our holiday series of The Local Flavor.